This is Gray Man Media content.
Marker.
Hello! Welcome to another episode of Wolf Takes a Bite. I am John Wolf, back here in the flesh, in normalcy. Have you ever heard of a place so mysterious and eerie that it leaves you with more questions than answers? Well, today we're going to be taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating and enigmatic places on Earth. Skeleton Lake. This discovery is unlike any other. It is glacial-like Himalayan lake that baffles scientists and sparks conspiracies that still baffles scientists today. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be captivated by the mystery of Skeleton Lake. Devin, make that look good.
No. No.
Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Takes a Bite. I am John Wolf, back in the flesh, finally myself again, with my co-host, Devin the Lord Great Gray.
Thank you for that introduction.
You're welcome. That was as hot as I can make it. You are basically better than cereal.
All right.
Tony the Tiger's got nothing on you.
Thanks, dog. I appreciate you.
Oh, I love you so much.
All right.
His glasses are hiding his awkwardness, and I love it. Devin, I'm just fucking with you. I'm not doing this to make it harder on you for the future. I'm not. I'm really not. I know you think that about me.
No, for sure.
No, you do.
No, yeah, no. I know you wouldn't do that.
Drunk. Anyway, I'm just kidding. No. Sorry. Devin, I'll be as serious as I was about the episode that never happened.
What?
Mandela Effect didn't happen.
Okay, got it. That's the canon. Understood now.
The episode didn't happen, but it's going to get released, and nobody's going to talk about it.
Right.
You get what I'm going with?
Yeah, I got
it.
I got it.
I'm going to be as serious about it as our episode last week, which we didn't release because it never happened. We forgot to record last week.
Yeah.
Yes. So, do you know what today's topic is about? Literally in my notes saying that.
No, I have no idea what the Skeleton Lake is.
Cool. Neither do I. Basically, it's a lake.
Uh-huh.
It felt fun. It's a lake located in the Himalayas.
Okay.
You know, where the Yeti lives.
Yes, that is confirmed, yeah.
Yeah, it's totally factual, right? In the Indian state of Uttarakhand.
Good. Yeah, more of that, please.
Skeleton Lake is also known as Roopkund Lake. It is a small glacial lake at the altitude of over 5,000 meters, surrounded by snow-capped mountains. It's a beautiful and serene place, and it's also the site of one of the most mysterious, eerie discoveries in the world.
Whoa.
Fade in music. Oh, do you want to know more about this?
Nah, I figured that's pretty good.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. We'll take the bite.
No, you should. Yeah, you should probably do it.
Oh, okay,
Do
cool.
the thing.
Glad I prepared. In 1942, the British forest ranger named H.K. Mulholland discovered a pile of human bones on the banks of Skeleton Lake. Hence where it got its name.
Yeah.
The bones were scattered around the lake, and some of them were in water. hence the name Skeleton Lake. Initially, it was believed that the bones belonged to the soldiers who died during World War II, but further investigation revealed something much more bizarre.
Whoa. The plot thickens.
Tasty. The bones belonged to over 200 different individuals.
That's quite a bit.
In the Himalayas, a very low travel location.
I would have to agree.
Yes. Why are all these bones ending up in this lake?
Yes, I would like to know.
Well, many of them were preserved by the cold. As well as it was clear that these people died in a sudden and violent manner.
How'd they know that?
Well, I'll let your imagination speculate.
And it shall.
But the most baffling aspect was that many of the skeletons were incomplete, which means some of the bones or parts of the body were eaten or dismembered in another place. Kind of sounds like one of those CSI episodes, doesn't it? But most baffling was the aspect that many of the skeletons were incomplete. Some of them were missing their skulls, while others were having broken bones. To add to the mystery, there were also several iron spearheads found amongst the bones.
Interesting.
Violent decapitations, violent breakings. Iron spearheads kind of sounds like Indians, doesn't it? But this is in the Himalayas.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
So it doesn't really add up. But the fact that there were iron spearheads could point to another group of humans.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking Yeti.
No.
Yeti learned how to make spearheads?
Why would he?
You're right.
Why would he do that?
You know who it probably was?
Other humans?
No. You know who did it.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
No.
Oh, yeah.
You know who did it.
Who?
You don't know?
No? Who?
You want me to tell you?
Tell me.
It was Cinnamon.
God damn it. I still need to give you that picture so you can put that in here.
Please do.
The local people of the area had their own theories about these bones. Some believed that they belonged to a group of pilgrims who were caught in a sudden hailstorm and died. Others believed that the bones belonged to a group of merchants who were attacked by bandits. But these theories didn't explain the skeletons and or why they were incomplete, or why there were so many of them in one place.
Yes, I agree. Wow, John, that's super, super interesting and fascinating. I really hope that we get some kind of conclusion, although if I had to be a betting man, we probably will not.
So the mystery of Skeleton Lake, obviously, according to Devin.
Holy shit, you're drunk.
I'm not, though. Yet. Can I get some more? So the mystery of Skeleton Lake only deepened.
Take two.
So the mystery of Skeleton Lake only deepened in 2004. And let me tell you why. When a team of scientists led by Dr. Archaeological... That's a typo. No, that's his name.
I'm sure you're going to nail it.
He's from India. What do you want from me? Okay, so I'm sorry.
If you were sorry, you'd stop.
We didn't do the audio ads yet.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a fucking nightmare.
The mystery of Skeleton Lake only deepened in 2004 when a team of scientists led by Dr. Angel and his scientists from Delhi University excavated the site. They discovered the bones belonged to two different distinct groups of people who died about 1,200 years ago.
Okay, that changes a lot.
One group from the local area, while the other group was from far away in the Mediterranean.
What are they doing out there?
Archaeological digs. Dr. Angel. The scientist who also discovered the skeletons showed signs of severe trauma, suggesting that they died in a violent manner. Yeti beating them over the head with a club, maybe? I don't know. Just a thought. Love how technical this is. It feels like I'm on the show Suits. They found evidence of a massive hailstorm that occurred at around the same time the people died. Maybe that was the cause.
Could have been.
Could have been. Hitting the head with golf ball-sized hail while in the Himalayan mountains as a plausible situation.
All 200 of them, all in the same spot.
And then
somehow dismembered themselves.
Now it's getting really sketchy. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Yeah. This is what a conspiracy there is. The hailstorm was so intense that it could have caused fatal injuries to anyone caught in it. But there's another theory that has been floating around for years. Specifically, it is the most intriguing of them all. Some people believe that the bones and Skeleton Lake are evidence of extraterrestrial life.
You know I'm a sucker for the aliens.
I do, that's why I bring it up. They believe that the skeletons belonged to aliens.
Oh, the actual skeletons are aliens. I am less convinced of this.
You shouldn't be. They believe that the skeletons belonged to aliens who had crash landed on Earth thousands of years ago, preserved by the cold water. Now, according to the story, the aliens were stranded on Earth and had survived in the harsh conditions. They inhabited this area and interbred with the local humans.
Nice.
Their offspring eventually died due to a hailstorm, which occurred many years later. And it's an interesting theory because there's no concrete evidence to support it. Which means it's plausible.
Which means it's almost certainly a fact.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, John. How long is this going to go on for?
Until you finish.
Tell you what?
What? Devin, I'm ad-libbing this whole thing. I didn't write anything.
I see the script. It's right there.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I gotta read this. So, but the mystery of Skeleton Lake doesn't end there. Okay, right? Right. So the mystery of Skeleton Lake doesn't end there. In recent years, there's been reports of strange sightings and occurrences around the lake. Some people have claimed to see ghostly apparitions as well, while others reported hearing some very strange noises up on the mountain. But quite honestly, you're on a mountain. You're going to hear some weird shit.
Yetis.
Yeah.
Do the Yeti mating call. I can't wait to use that.
I'm part Yeti. And of course, with any good mystery, there is always conspiracy theories. But before we get into that, let's talk about our ads. We got to stop, man. I got to talk to my people. Listen, guys. I can't start the day or end the day without Monster Energy drink. And I tell you what, I got the best deal around. Screw going to your local gas station. You should go to Amazon and use our affiliate link below, where you can get a 24-pack for the best deal ever. Trust me, it's the cheapest I've found them for, and I order 3 cases a month. So listen, if you want some, go ahead and check out that link below today. And since you're clicking on links, you might as well click on the link down below to go to our website, where you can buy awesome merch like this mug. Also, Wolf Takes a Bite t-shirts, which I'm not wearing right now. But that's okay as well, because we have new designs coming out all the time. Just so you know, we actually are able to do all of this because of your support. And the only way we can get that support and continue to make great content like this is by you helping us out through our merch. It's just so that way you can have something awesome and we can keep doing what we love to do, and which is making podcasts. And we do that through the help of Transistor FM. They're our podcasting affiliate host. They host our RSS feeds and make it so easy for us to share our content to every platform around the world. They also work with tons of creators. So go ahead and check them out today, because trust me, I've tried others. They are the best by far. And we're back. So there are many lovers of this theory, right?
Which one?
Of the possible Yeti theory.
Oh, okay.
But
Yetis.
aliens too, right? But more specifically, we need to talk about the things that people don't often recognize with this subject.
Cinnamon?
Nazis.
Of course.
Some people believe that the Nazis were involved in the incident of Skeleton Lake.
Sure. 1,700-year-old bones. Nazis were roughly 100 years ago. It all makes sense.
Minus the math.
Minus everything that makes sense.
No, you're wrong. They believe that the Germans were searching for ancient alien relics in the Himalayas during World War II and stumbled upon this site. They also then proceeded to cover up the discovery of what they found by leaving behind a pile of bones, which obviously the Nazis would have had in plentiful supply.
Yeah.
Others believe that the Indian government is covering up the truth about Skeleton Lake, which is that they believe that the government knows more than they're letting on. And they are hiding something from the public.
What a wide open.
Others believe that the Indian government is covering up the truth about Skeleton Lake. They believe that the government knows more than they're letting on, and they are hiding something from the public. Use the first take. While these theories may sound very far-fetched, there is no denying that the fact Skeleton Lake is a place steeped in mystery and intrigue. It is a place that continues to captivate the imaginations of people from all around the world. Whether you believe that the bones belong to pilgrims, merchants, aliens, of course, or something entirely different, there is no denying that the fact that the discovery of the Skeleton Lake is one of the most fascinating and mysterious ones in the world. Also, it is located near one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Which one?
Himalayas.
The Himalayas are just one of the 7 wonders?
Are they not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was asking. What the fuck?
And with ongoing research and investigation,
Stop doing that to the microphone.
and with ongoing research and investigation, we may one day uncover the and with ongoing research, we may and investigate.
You got this, dude. I believe in you.
I have no notes. And with ongoing research and investigation, we may one day uncover the truth behind the eerie, enigmatic place that is Skeleton Lake.
No. You're lying. You're lying. That's all we have? This was such a... This is so good. This was such a good one.
I found nothing. So let me tell you some of my theories.
This was such a good topic. This one should have been really good. This one should have been really good.
Why?
This one should have been really good.
Alright. Cut this together. I can fix this. Look at this pile of human bones.
Whoa! Human bones!
This is just hanging around the shoreline, right? So this tiny little fucking lake's got bones all around it. There's just bones everywhere, like where tree branches would normally be. No, that's not good information.
I'm getting hot. I'm getting real hot over here.
So the area is actually called Roopkund, and it is a high-altitude glacial lake that is in the state of India. it lies in the lap of Trilicial Massif, located in the Himalayas, which I did not pronounce correctly, other than Himalayas. And the area around the lake is uninhabited and is thoroughly at an altitude of 5,020 meters, surrounded by rock-strewn glaciers and snow-clad mountains. The surface elevation is over 14,882 feet. Now, we know this is a very high altitude. Now, the identification of 200 plus people's bones in this area is very suspicious because there's no reasonable possible articulation.
Yeah, you're nailing it.
That could sustain that number of people other than Yetis using this as their fucking trash heap for human bones. Specifically, bones dating back to the 9th century, so this has been ongoing for quite a while. Why is this just a human depot? Why is this a human bones depot? Why is that, Devin? Why do you think? Why do you think this is a human bones depot? Depending on the season and the weather, the lake, which remains frozen for most of the year, expands and shrinks. Only which, when the snow melts, the skeletons are visible. Sometimes the flesh is still intact and well preserved. To date, the skeleton remains estimating up to 600 to 800 people to today's date. Right? So that's quite a large leap from 200.
Yeah.
So almost, let's say, 800 to 1,000 people have been found here. And then in tourism proportions, the local government describes this lake as a mystery. For more than half a century, anthropologists and scientists have studied the remains and puzzled over a host of questions, specifically who were these people, when did they die, how did they die, and where did they come from? One old theory associates the remains of an Indian king and his wife and their attendants, all of whom perished in a blizzard 870 years ago.
Dismembered, though.
Well, due to climatical change, the bones deterioration, decomposition statements could cause shifts, which would cause the bones to separate from each other.
Maybe. That's
Potentially.
A stretch.
So is this just a dumping ground then for extraterrestrials? Or Yetis?
I think either one of those is pretty good.
Another theory does suggest that some of these remains of Indian soldiers who tried to invade Tibet in 1841 were beaten back. More than 70 of them were then forced to find their way home over the Himalayan mountains, which is very expansive and dangerous on its own. And then they died on the way. Their bones falling into this crevasse, this cavernous catacomb. Right? Yet another assumes that this could be a cemetery where victims of an epidemic were actually buried from villages in the area. There's a popular folk song in Tibet and the Himalayas that talks about the goddess Nadia Devi, which created a hailstorm as hard as iron, which killed people winding their way past the lake, India's second highest mountain. The Nadia Devi is revered as a goddess in their religion. Earlier studies of skeletons have found that most of the people who died were tall, more than average stature. Most of them were middle-aged adults between the ages of 35 and 40, and there were no babies or children bones present. Some of them were elderly women, however, and all were reasonably in good health, although it was generally assumed that the skeletons were of a single group of people who died all at once in a catastrophic incident during the 9th century. The latest 5-year-long study actually accounted involving 28 co-authors and 16 different institutes based in India, US, and Germany. They all found that these assumptions may not be true. Scientists genetically analyzed and carbon dated the remains of 38 bodies including 15 women, found at the lake. Some of them date back to around 1,200 years. They found that the dead were both genetically diverse and their deaths were separated by time as much as 1,000 years. That's quite a large gap.
That's a stark contrast to the previous statement where they thought all of them had died at once.
This is a more recent study.
Right. Well, but that's what I'm saying, though, is like that's crazy how different, these studies can end up.
Oh, absolutely. Now, according to the BBC, it upends any explanations that involved a single catastrophic event that led to their deaths. Adion Harney, one of the leading researchers and lead authority of this study, and with a doctoral student of Harvard University, has stated that it is still not clear what happened at Roopkund Lake. But we can now be certain that the deaths of these individuals cannot be explained by one single event. But more interestingly, the genetics and the study of those found the dead compromised and comprised a diverse people. One group of people had genetics similar to present-day people who lived in South Asia, while the other closely related people living in present-day Europe, particularly those living in the Greek or island of Crete. Although the people who came from South Asia do not appear from the same population. So there's obviously with bones, you can tell a lot about the person.
Yep.
Right?
Using science.
Genetic researchers are becoming even more experienced in this area. The crazy thing is this whole lake is basically formed in one of the major peaks of the Himalayas, which would have been at one point a couple thousand years ago a volcanic peak. Hence the crater that it all derives from. But why are all these people not able to get out of this crater? Why were they trapped in this area? And why are their bones scattered from thousands of years of differences in generations in carbon dating?
So,
why is this a dumping point for almost 2,000 human remains?
So now, at this point we're pretty much wrapping up. So I think it's a good time for me to give you based on the information you've given me, what I think happened. Or what could be a good explanation. Mm-hmm. There could be a local tribe who kills people who are traveling through the Himalayas, and
bandits.
And maybe they worship some kind of god that they associate with the lake, and they are dumping travelers into this area.
Many like the tropical isle native tribes.
Sentinel Island.
Yes.
I don't know if they have like a god, but yeah.
They sacrifice people to volcanoes. I mean, that has been a very enigmatic trope.
I don't know about that.
Of island tribes sacrificing people, specifically in Hawaii in the early days, a couple thousand years ago, like to volcanoes.
But yeah.
No, in realistic. The early tribes of not only Polynesia, but also it was Polynesia and Indonesia and Hawaii. Those island tribes of several thousand years ago would sacrifice people regularly to volcanic.
Yep, didn't know that.
Yeah, they would sacrifice people to the volcanoes in order to appease the gods, so to speak.
And that's kind of my point. Is that that's an easy way to explain it. Kind of takes a lot of the mystery out of it.
But now this just region is iced over.
Well, and even stranger is that there's, at least from what we've found, is there's no evidence of any, civilization living in the Himalayas. And furthermore, how many travelers are going through the Himalayas?
Not 800 regularly, but I mean, this is over thousands of years, too.
That is true. That is true.
So they're talking about like 1 to 2 visitors a year for a couple thousand years?
Yeah, but they also said that there was a lot of people who were like, there was a lot of groups of people, which I guess if you were having like a large, but again, that you got to assume there's how many large groups are trying to move through the Himalayas.
Well, isn't Everest in the Himalayas?
And also there was no...
Everest is in the Himalayas, right?
Yeah.
So this would be on the trek route.
1,700 years ago?
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody doing that.
Sure.
Not hundreds of people. And furthermore, if it was, now that I'm tearing apart my own fucking theory here, there was no children. There was no children.
Well, there was no children.
There was no children. There was no elderly. If this was larger groups of people, you would assume it was families, and there would be.
So while this is,
unless they adopted the children as their own into the tribe, and then maybe.
This is obviously a very complex thing because when you think about even traveling to Mount Everest, that in itself is a journey that not many people today take.
Yeah.
Much less then. Even in the 1920s and 30s, it was still very few in the rich that took those. Now they did vary in age. However, there was people anywhere in between their early 20s to their late 70s that would travel the Himalayas.
Right.
Most of them didn't make it.
But not the bones that were found, though.
So maybe this was a cleanup crew of Yetis.
Well, what I'm saying is
putting bones in that place.
But it's definitely a really good mystery.
Wolves?
I don't think they're very native up there.
There's gotta be something.
Probably not at that altitude either. What are they hunting?
It's severely a mystery at that altitude. Yep. 15,800 feet.
It was a good topic.
I feel like there's more to uncover here. Theorize at least about.
There's
maybe season 6?
Almost certainly a lot of information out there.
Look, the last episode was just so good. We just kind of whiffed it on this one. But, season 6.
The one that never came out.
What episode?
Exactly.
So season 6 is going to be great.
Yeah.
Just wait for that. But in the meantime, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to this. And don't forget to go to social media, Wolf Takes Bite Pod, anywhere on social media, as well as look up Wolf Takes Bite Pod on anywhere podcasts can be found, as well as on YouTube. If you're not watching it, you should go to definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell and do so now because I'll tell you the season is going to be beautiful.
It is. Check out the merch store.
Do that as well. We have a lot of cool merch, always changing it up, always coming up with new ideas, waiting for responses, replies. You can contact us on the website.
The mummy shirt's still out, bro. Go get it.
You can contact us on the website for any ideas or suggestions. Do that now, and we'll see you soon.
See you on the next one.
Question everything.
Question.